Good afternoon. My name is Kent Dixon. I'm CEO of Life365, and I wanted to give you a quick overview of our Life365 omni-channel virtual first platform. The platform was put together to be able to enable proactive and preemptive healthcare across larger populations of patients. I think most of you know that we have an issue around the world with people getting older, healthcare resources getting more scarce, especially since the pandemic. The use of AI and machine learning out there, but machine learning and AI need to be able to have data to be able to make it work effectively. So we believe at Life365, we're starting to answer the questions around healthcare about trying to provide an ability to stop going from reactive mode and dealing with patients, making sure people going to the emergency room and going to the hospital incurring costs, and trying to move and shift left to a population of people that we start dealing with in a proactive and preemptive way. But the only way we can start doing that, especially when it's dealing with people at home and remote, is to try to get data that we feed into AI and machine learning systems to be able to provide personalized and proactive care. So one of the things that we're most proud of is Life365 has been able to secure a large 8-year subcontract as part of the VA. Our team has been able to do that. The team, we're not the prime, Valor Healthcare is the prime, but the remote patient monitoring contract was awarded last year for on $1 billion split between 4 companies. And our team that we're working together, Valor, went out and was able to secure $250 million of that. So one of the 4. We are the lead subcontractor underneath Valor, providing remote patient monitoring. And that equates to us a value of about $90 to $180 million. That's in the first phase or rollout of remote patient monitoring that's out there, which equates to us about $11 to $22 million per year. We're currently in what's called going through authority to operate, or ATO. That means that we're going through and doing security and integration and getting ready to be certified to put veterans on the system for the next 8 to 10 years. And we anticipate revenue to start in March of 2025, ATO to be completed by December of 2024 this year, but then 3 months of testing, and then March of 2025, putting veterans on the system. We generate revenue in 2 ways with the VA. The use of our software platform to connect veterans, which we receive about $32 to $35 per veteran per month in connecting them on our platform. And that means we're creating what's called a web viewer, a tablet that is used by the VA care coordinators to be able to view the veteran at home and looking and seeing what their vital signs are and the alerts. It also is an application that we build for the veteran on their tablet. The VA provides them a tablet, and we load our software on it to be able to talk to medical devices via Bluetooth, like scale, blood pressure, glucometers, spirometers, pulse oximeters, and being able to send the data through these devices up into our web viewer for the clinicians to be able to view from that. And then it also asks questions of the patients through disease management protocols. So if somebody is a diabetic or hypertensive or a kidney patient or congestive heart failure or COPD, you'll ask questions like, did you take your medicine today? Are you in any pain? Did you sleep with, how many pillows did you sleep with last night? Do you have the resources you need to be able to take care of yourself at home, right from that? All that's brought together on the platform, and we receive compensation for doing that and connecting these veterans together on our software platform. We also have the ability to provide hardware to the VA from our medical device suppliers. We don't make hardware. We don't distribute it. We facilitate the shipping from an OEM or an FDA-cleared medical device company over to the VA so they can configure and ship it out to the veteran in their software and the platform that's out there. This is the initial award for the $1 billion award was phase 1. which completes the integration and talks to about 70,000 patients on the system. We believe, and the VA believes, that they want to scale to a much larger population, 700,000 to 2 million. So it could be 10 to 30x of the original award that's out there. We believe it'll at least go to 700,000. So this could turn into a $1 billion plus project that Life365 is already being integrated into the VA, but then also has the partners and the patents, which we'll show you, to be able to defend our position in scaling to that much larger population. And we believe revenue could start flowing as early as fourth quarter of next year. Now, one of the things I mentioned is we want to try to look at proactive versus reactive care. And I kind of show this chart a lot of times when we've been around health and wellness, we've been around Fitbits before, people wearing Fitbits. You know, there are a lot of them that were out there. A lot of people are wearing Apple Watches and Samsung Watches. But in the health and wellness side of it, that really doesn't do a lot to try to keep people out of the hospital or out of the emergency room. So a lot of the people that are heading to the emergency room and the hospital are more on the complex care side of this. And that's where a lot of the remote patient monitoring companies start. They wait till a patient is in such a state that they have to be admitted to the hospital, which means they're starting to incur costs. Then they'll put them on remote devices like, you know, a glucometer that's connected to their smartphone, or a scale or blood pressure connected to their smartphone, and sending that data to the cloud so it can be analyzed, and then a care provider intervening and being able to bill for monitoring a patient remotely, but it's way late in the cycle of care. We want to try to get into a larger population of people that are pre-chronic or newly chronic, just starting to develop a problem with a disease state of some kind, hypertension, you know, congestive heart failure, COPD. And we want to try to do it in a very light way in the middle of this hump where there's a lot more patients that we need to get to. But in doing that, we want to be able to use a variety of different technology to do it. What I want to show here is the fact, yes, we can shift from that 70,000 patients that's doing about $1 billion on our own award from the VA, but also move to 700,000 to 2 million. That's going from $1 billion opportunity up to a $10 billion opportunity. But it's Life365 has the ability to prevail in that much larger opportunity because of our partnerships with voice biomarker companies, disposable sensors, facial acquisition, but also we have very strategic patents that are on wearable technology that allows us to be able to block other competitors coming in from that, and putting our patents together with others to be able to provide the ability to scale to that much larger population with our patented technology. So just a couple of key metrics about Life365. We have, you know, the patent portfolio I mentioned is worth about $500 million. That's been valuations have been done by multiple companies that are out there in wearable and remote patient monitoring. In fact, we have two of the patents that's any wearable device that talks to a medical device or a rapid diagnostic or an implantable device is our patent. It's just very simply that, right, from that perspective. We've signed the 8 to 10 year contract with the VA. Veterans Administration on the remote patient monitoring phase 1 is $90 to $180 million. We've signed a joint working agreement with a voice biomarker company partner, Canary Speech, which is also a partner with us at Microsoft, which allows us to scale to that much larger population of veterans. And we believe that next phase 2 of going to a much larger population of veterans, from 70,000 veterans to 700,000 veterans, we'll use a combination of Life365, Canary Speech, and other of our partners and patents to protect our position in growing to that much larger population. We also are an exclusive RPM relationship with Microsoft. You could go out right now and Google Microsoft RPM architecture, and you would see Life365 popping up as the preferred partner in remote patient monitoring. And the one thing we like about this relationship is the fact that Microsoft has a relationship with 1,000 plus health systems, where a lot of the impediment to scaling outside the health system or hospital to home is the fact that you've got to work with a variety of vendors to try to get through integration, security, and with our relationship with Microsoft and them already integrated with Microsoft Azure with those health system, it cuts down that installation quite a bit, time from that as well. And then we believe our exit is going to be to a large healthcare enterprise partner. It could be in retail, it could be a large health system, it could be a solution integrator, a cloud integrator, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, it could be Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, it could be a Common Spirit, it could be a Teladoc. Anybody that is wanting to be able to scale to large populations of patients, they're going to need this fully integrated and protected platform to be able to grow to those larger populations. So a couple of notes about us, a team with heavy pedigree in digital health. I personally have testified in front of Congress on Veterans Affairs, veterans in rural locations and connecting them through new and wireless technology to be able to get the data to keep them out of the hospital or get early indications that something's going awry with them. We've also got a partner that's big in engagement. Mario worked heavily in gaming and created World of Warcraft and Doom and Duke Nukem, but also many applications, medical applications as well. Partnership with Microsoft Azure, which we talked about. We also interface to 500 different medical devices on our platform that we bring in to Microsoft and to our other clients as well. And if you think about the friction point in scaling connected solutions from a hospital to home, that integration from 500 different vendors is going to be an impediment to getting anything done for the health system going farther. They can do one connection through Microsoft, through Azure Cloud, Azure Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare, and be able to get access to Life365 and other partners to be able to solve that problem almost immediately. And then, like I said, partners with Microsoft, very strategic partner with Canary Speech, and the interface to the thousands of hospitals. Our patent portfolio that allows our acquirer and our partner to be protected and ourselves to be protected. And then in production right now, going into production with the VA for that 8 to 10 year contract, at least for phase one, that's $90 to $180 million. But we think we have a great shot at the next phase two, which could be $500 million to $1 billion in revenue as well. Good experienced team with over 100 years of collective years in digital health, being successful exits. In fact, my last one was 30x revenue. And then accelerators like Mayo Clinic, accelerated with ASU, plug and play technology, NBC Universal, but also I personally have been on the Partner Advisory Council for Healthcare for Microsoft. We are currently seeking a $10 million open equity round valued at $55 million is our valuation from that. And the first part of that $3 million will be used to generate revenue and be part of the VA startup launch from that. It's also to hire the right people to complete the launch, to get through authority to operate by December 2024, complete development on the web viewer, on the app, on the disease management protocols, test the whole pre-production string of the solution, and then participate in joint marketing activities as well. The other part of the money will also go towards splitting out our IP, enforcing, part of our IP. We're not going out and going after everybody in the industry, but start a licensing, working with companies to license our technology, but also working with Microsoft on our RPM connectors and our Med connectors as well. We do have a small round that is open between $2.5 and $3 million prior to the open equity round, which we're open, and we've been bringing in money through a safe note as well. As far as financial projections are concerned, we'll do about $4.5 million next year, mainly from the VA startup. 12.5 million, 12.7 million the following year, 24 million and 49 million these don't really reflect a lot of the potential that we could do with Microsoft and with Canary Speech or phase two of the VA innovations. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I do want to go over potentially some of the revenue. This is in a supplemental slide you can look at, but some of the revenue we can be contracted already, that for 8 to 10 years, that 11 to 22 million per year coming from the VA contract. We own a system called Pill-Drill Medication Adherence, which we acquired late last year, that could roughly generate us $1 million to $2 million. And then our relationship that's developing through that joint working agreement could be roughly around 10 million. And we have other revenue coming from pilot projects and early integration pilots with the AMR Ambulance, White Plains Hospital, and others, which gives us a revenue of between 24 and $35 million per year on just what we've contracted so far. And in this industry, our valuation can go from 12 to 15x. We're taking the 15x because of the VA contract, the issued patent portfolio, the Microsoft relationship. In fact, it probably could be closer to 20x from that as well, which mean our enterprise value would be 360 to 525. But if you start looking at the future and potential revenue that's out there, you start dipping into that phase two of the VA, you start looking at the closer and bigger Microsoft relationship and the bigger relationship with Canary, and also licensing our patent portfolio, we could start stretching into a valuation that brings us in the $2.5 to $3 billion range, right, as well. So I wanted to share that with you. I want to thank you for your time. If you have any questions on this, please reach out to kent.dix at life365.ai. That's kent.dix, D-I-C-K-S, at life365.ai. Thank you.